I've been fortunate enough to work on some fan games, and I feel like fan games are a great way to not only learn and teach yourself about making games, but to also meet people. And a lot of the people you meet are really cool, and you can make some really good friendships. But not everyone you meet has your best interest in mind, and that's what I want to talk about today. Sonic Battle was a Game Boy Advance game that released in 2003 that was pretty much a 3D Sonic fighting game. Ever since Sonic Battle was released though, Sega has never released anything remotely similar, which is really unfortunate because it's easily one of the best ideas Sega's ever had for Sonic. Now fans have taken onto themselves to make a lot of great variations of Sonic Battle, but there hasn't really been like a straight up replica of the game, I feel. However, by the end of 2024, I had met someone who I thought was a friendly individual who went by the name of Shavos. They had introduced themselves to me, I believe because I was working on my game WAP at the time, doing some pixel art as well. But the reason they really wanted to get to know me was because they were directing a project that would be a direct sequel to Sonic Battle. The fan project as of right now is called Sonic Battle Framework, and it's genuinely really cool. I'll link it down below, as it's pretty much a recreation of the game in the Godot engine. One of the reasons why the fan project is so cool is because of the extremely talented people that are working on it or worked on it before. And I think they all deserve respect, all because they had to deal with one specific individual. Before we continue, I want to note that Shavos doesn't seem to be a part of this project anymore. After months of very toxic development, unfortunately, he was kicked and the project is under much better management now. The project is now led by the buddy Adrian, and he's now doing his own thing that's separate from anything here mentioned. So do not associate anything with Shavos with the project anymore. This is just a Sonic Battle remake pretty much. However, I still want to note some of the stuff that happened by him, just as a warning to anyone that encounters anyone that acts similar to this or anyone that encounters even him. Now, I was asked by Shavos to do things for the project many times, but I declined nearly every single one because I wanted to do my own thing. So I was not directly affected. So what you're going to be hearing is from the people that did work alongside Shavos and the people that were affected by him. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of stuff you should not do if you're leading a project. I want to give a shout out to Ario, who was willing to bring this to my attention, and everyone else I'm going to mention here who was willing to share stuff with me. So the first person is Hertz Blush. Hertz Blush is a developer who was invited onto Shavos' project after he claimed he was having drama with his old team. So at first Shavos gave Hertz the title of director, but it quickly became clear that this was only for appearances. Most of the decisions were still made by Shavos himself. He often took credit for other people's work and in some cases even suggested stealing assets from previous teams. He created a hierarchy within the project, ranking people's value, and openly said that Hertz was less valuable than others even though Hertz was the only one fixing most problems and contributing across programming, writing, music, and art. And then there was his treatment of others. Shavos was known to yell at young members, which created a hostile atmosphere. Eventually, Hertz met with people from Shavos' older team and realized this wasn't a one-time issue. This was a repeated cycle. He would gather a group, push them to their limit, take credit, and then leave once conflict came up, only to start fresh with a brand new team. Now this is another person, LJ. They are a member of the Sonic Fan Games HQ community, which if you don't know, they basically host Sage, which is the Sonic Amateur Games Expo. He also worked with Shavos in the past. Their experience lines up closely with Hertz. They describe a long-running pattern where Shavos starts a project, benefits from other people's goodwill, but then abandons the team when challenged. He'll change his name, change the project name, and resurface with a new group, hoping no one notices the pattern. At one point, LJ says Shavos even used another person as a scapegoat, putting them forward as the leader, while hiding behind them, avoiding accountability and refusing to reflect on his own behavior. Now if you heard Hertz's story, you can probably guess who that was. So when it came to contribution, LJ says Shavos offered little beyond vague ideas. On one project where he was supposed to be the writer, the team pressed him for actual scripts, outlines, or even just a list of concepts. And after a long wait, he revealed that his writing was generated on using ChatGPT. instead of doing any original work himself. So LJ points to the Sonic Battle Framework project, where talented developers pushed out impressive results despite Shavos, but not because of him. But perhaps most concerning is LJ recalls abusive behavior. In one instance, Shavos sent insulting voice messages to a minor over Discord. The Sonic Fan Games HQ community has saved the evidence in case Shavos ever tries to rejoin. LJ summed it up by saying, "At best, Shavos is just an idea guy who contributes nothing. At worst, he shows abusive and manipulative behavior that damages the team he joins." And next, my last two accounts are from Ario and Speed Dash. Ario was the one that was unfortunately yelled at by him, and he would like to share his account, so you're going to hear his voice now.
Hello everyone, I'm Ario, and I worked with Shavos on Sonic Battle Project attempt number 6. As stated previously, Shavos often took credit for other people's work, and in some cases, even suggested stealing assets from previous teams. Back on my team, he recommended merging Battle 2 with other games and elements from other projects, yet he never explained it fully, leading everyone to rightfully believe he couldn't do anything. My time with Shavos was brief, but what I witnessed was truly the definition of insanity. I currently have access to some of the old servers for his 8 different projects, and each time the cycle is identical. Overcompromise, recruit a massive team under vague direction, burn time and energy, then abandon the project as soon as it faces criticism or difficulty. Since 2020, he has started 7 separate battle projects and countless spin-offs. He has publicly claimed multiple times that he's quitting game dev or leaving Battle to go indie, yet he always resurfaces almost immediately with another hollow reboot. This is not growth, it's not persistence, it's a pattern of failure and dishonesty. Shavos repeatedly positions himself as a leader and lies to those not in the team about, and I quote, doing music, writing, and modelling. But in reality, he does nothing. He has no clear vision, no ability to finish what he starts, and no respect for the people who waste their time working under him. Every project he touches becomes another unfinished graveyard of ideas. The recent Battle Framework fiasco proves this point. He quit publicly, declared he was done, then within days secretly began organising yet another battle project. When called out, further accusations surfaced, backed by hard evidence. At this stage, there is nothing left to wait and see. The evidence is overwhelming. Here's the reality. Shavos is not a leader, not a visionary, and not someone worth following. He is a chronic quitter who uses people's time and efforts as disposable fuel for his own ego. If you value your work, your time, and your integrity, there is only one logical choice. Leave any of his projects now.
Hello, I'm Speed Dash, but I work with Shavos on Sonic Battle 2, the same one as Ario. At the time, I was just a kid making some sports for fun when Shavos decided to DM me and wanted me to work for him. I said yes, because that was one of my first jobs in the project this cool. I was young and naive, and blissfully unaware of the catastrophe I was about to join. So I came to the project, and I even met some friends there. But that was when Scott was started pinging me in late hours saying Ghost Sprite Knuckles, Ghost Sprite Sonic Custom. It was really weird, even for me back then. But I wanted to be in that project, so I remade this sprite over and over again. And when suddenly Shavos decided to replace me with the first new sprite that I found, I asked him why he did that, and kept telling me that I'm the problem. I'm the one that's holding the project back, because I can't enjoy all the new things that it brings. So I decided to work again, and Scott kept telling me my ideas, my work was just okay. And sometimes crash out because I just didn't like his ideas. A little bit after, when I was 14, eventually Scott was found out I was black. So sometimes at random moments, he decided to call me the N-word. To this day, he still loves, even with his new accounts.
I want to say thank you to Ario and Speed Dash for speaking out, because it is not easy to do that. Now, for anyone that was really paying close attention to my channel, this was pretty much where this video closed off. However, there was some misinformation in the initial video that was just straight up slander, so I've cut that out just to focus on the stuff that did happen, and I greatly apologize for that misinformation. However, the point still stands that I believe Shavos should be called out for. He led many projects without a clear vision, wasted people's time due to changing plans and scrapping ideas, shown bad behavior by lashing out at people who disagree with him, no matter their age. And while not all of us are perfect, I for one have definitely wasted people's times on projects. This was not over the course of just months, this was several years. And not just one person is attesting to this, there are many. And if you're new to working on projects, I don't want you to be gullible to some of the ways people have been burned. And what I think is unfair is that there was very little accountability, as he would run away and just hide and make a new account and try to start a new team every time. At least until now. I actually got to talk to Shavos and ask him a few things about what was going on while he was leading the project. And I'd like you to hear what he has to say. What do you feel was the reason that caused you to even act the way you did when it came to like directing the project?
Yeah. At the time, I was lashing out at people. I didn't mean to. I was going through stuff in the background, like real life situations. I was going through depression at the time as well. Recently, my mom broke up with her boyfriend, and I was going through verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally, like a lot of stuff was. I wanted to really learn how to use good dog back then. I just was discouraged. I had no motivation, nobody to motivate me to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no friends, not really no family to even motivate me. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard.
I understand that. I still feel like though that doesn't justify some of the stuff you said though to people. But you know that, I assume now, right?
Yeah. I didn't mean to yell at Ario at the time. I didn't even know that he was a minor. Yeah, I wish I could go back and change that stuff that happened, but you know, it's all in the past, and I want to improve it. I want to show people that I can change. I can't go back and change what happened, but I want to show them I can.
It's good to hear that. I had the idea that you weren't even acknowledging some of the stuff, but it's good to hear that you are.
I want to learn from my mistakes. Because people were saying I was useless, a useless leader, useless bad leader. I want to change their perspective. I want to work on stuff by myself and show them that I can do something. I've been learning how to make level design. I've been learning how to program in Godot, so I can make stages and some type of prototype that's working in the game.
There was a lot of projects. We were talking about it being like 6 years.
Yeah, it was a lot of projects that got canceled. Yeah, because I started back in 2023 when I was working on Sonic Battle Champions. That was the first one. It didn't become anything. It was just a concept. And then we did a few more. It wasn't 7 projects. I don't know what people keep saying that.
How many would you say it is?
I say about 5. It wasn't out of hatred or spite. I was really going through a lot of stress too. Yeah, because I really was going through a lot. No offense to the teams. I was really just going through a lot of stuff.
I understand. Though even though still that's not something, an excuse for the way you talk to people or just treat them, or even how you lead a team.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I apologize to everybody. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to. I wish I could have taken things back with what I said, but it's in the past. You know what I'm saying? It's there.
Oh, thank you so much, bro, for talking, and I really appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too. I really want to show progress, and I guarantee you I will. I'll do my best.
Whether you believe his actions are forgivable or not, I do believe that him putting himself out there with his own voice, apologizing and acknowledging the stuff that he did, is at least a step in the right direction. And I do wish the best for his improvement. With that said, I do want to leave on this final note. Please, if you are anyone working on something, especially a passion project, and there are bad actors negatively affecting your project, please call it out. Potentially you can not only save hours of work, but change people and their decisions for the better. It's important that when working on things, we check up on each other and hold people accountable, not only to make sure things are okay, but that people are as well. Like I said, mistakes happen and hopefully things can be worked out, but if you genuinely feel that a project is getting toxic and not going in the right direction, and you've already done your best to voice your concerns and nothing is changing, please stop wasting your time and effort on it. Your work is valuable, and by walking away, you'll be making a choice that leads to something better. And also, do not be afraid to work with people. This stuff does happen, but I promise you there are more cases where there are positive outcomes of working with people rather than negative ones. Just when you do it, please just be honest with people, or at least pay them or something, man. Listen, you can do some stuff for free, but not all the time, man. Have you seen the economy? We're cooked. But anyways, Sonic Battle Framework is a project that still has legs, and I think you all should genuinely check it out. It's on itch.io, and they also have a demo out that you can play. Thank you to everyone that was willing to share stuff with me and was patient enough with me on this video. I want to give a special shout out to Ario for notifying me of everything that was going on. He is actually working on a game called Signal Strikers with Hertz Blush, and I just want to show some footage here. And I really dig the vibe. I think it's really cool. Reminds me a little of an old PlayStation 1 game. So honestly, I can't wait to see more. So I wish them the best of luck as well with their endeavors. And so that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much. Please watch yourself out there. Be careful. And I hope you have a good one.